Hello, my name is Lori. This is my fourth video today. I'm having a good time. So the reason why I'm doing this extra video today is to talk about my annual expenses. They're a problem. Now you see, normally I just pay them, right, like a bill. Whether it's $100 or if it's $800. But I don't want it to be like that. I want to have the money in my savings account already. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my son's laundry. Let me go turn off the machine. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. So, I am trying to figure out exactly how much money I need to save every month to make sure I have money and money left over to pay my annual expenses. One hurdle I have is that if I pay or if I save money for my annual expenses, it'll take away money from paying off my debt. But I realize that if I don't have money saved up to pay my annual expenses, I risk not having enough money to pay them and potentially using debt to pay them. And I don't want to do that. I'm trying to live a different life, right? I am trying to be like the cool kids on YouTube who do sinking funds and things like that. But I struggle with it because as soon as I have extra money in my accounts, I pay debt with it. It's how it's been for as long as I can remember. So it's really hard to turn over a new leaf and have not just enough money to pay my bills, but to have more than enough money. So I am going to try to show you some thoughts. So I'm thinking on paper. And so I have, let me do some maneuvering here. Well, that's not going to work. Okay. So here's a list of my annual expenses, right? And the amount of money that I need for each one. So my car insurance, it's coming up due in September. I need $466.94. At least that's how much it was last time. And I have that much money in my savings account as of today. I have that money in my savings account ready to go. The key is to not spend it on debt, right? So the next one is Christmas. So every year for Christmas, I think to myself, I'm not spending any money this year. Not doing it. I've never been successful at that. So I have to say the biggest recipient of Christmas gifts from me is me. So I am promising myself this year I am not buying anything for myself. Actually, it's not really for me, right? Because it ends up being like Christmas, not Christmas, fabric. It ends up being fabric and sewing supplies, which is, I use to give gifts to the people, right? Except for the occasional sewing machine. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but this right here, Christmas present, about 6 years ago. So it's a hard thing for me because I love sewing machines. I love fabric and sewing supplies. So anyway, no Christmas presents for Lori this year. And honestly, I don't think I'm getting really anything from my mom. She has moved into an assisted living facility, senior housing type place. And it's a kind of a small room. So she really doesn't have room for stuff. So I'll probably just maybe not. I don't know if I'll send her money because I don't know that she would. I don't know what I will do. I'm thinking about just like maybe paying some of her expenses. Maybe. I don't know. But the point is that, and also my sister, I don't know if she will want anything from me. My son is the one who really wants stuff. And we do have a budget that he and I work with. You know, he knows I don't have unlimited income. And so we've already talked about it. We talked about it today, actually. Christmas, the plans for Christmas. But I have tentatively given myself a budget of $600. I don't know if I'll spend that. I'm going to think of it as a challenge to not spend it. But I was thinking that if I do spend it, that what I would probably do is just send money to my mom and my sister. And my son has already told me that he wants gifts, so I was thinking I'd just give him money. But no, he wants records. So anyway, right now it's $600. I feel like if I can save it up, it's not bad. It's when you use credit cards to pay for it that it's bad, right? So as long as I'm still able to make my debt payments, I feel like $600 is not outrageous. And also, I like to give money to Toys for Tots, so that might come out of that $600. And I'll give another gift to the Autism Society, and that is something I will absolutely do, for sure. So, which is $300, which is my next item. Autism Society, $300. My escrow shortage last year was $613. I expect it'll be that this year. But I did just get my tax bill, and it's only like $50 more than what it was last year. So as long as my insurance doesn't go up a lot, it might not be bad this year. It might not be $600. One thing I found out, I called the mortgage company to find out about prepaying some escrow, and they told me that I could send money in, but if I send too much, they'll just send it back to me. So I'm just going to keep saving it. Okay, so tax prep. I pay somebody to do my taxes. Maybe I could do it myself, but maybe not. The reason why I pay somebody to do my taxes is because they don't just do my taxes, they do my son's. And they don't charge me to do my son's taxes. And I don't want to mess up my son's taxes. Now, if I mess up my own taxes, it would suck, but at least it would be my taxes and not somebody else's. So I am responsible for my son and his taxes and all of his financial things. So I'm not willing to take a chance with his finances. It's okay to screw up my own. I am not screwing up my son's. That's why we have professionals. So for HOA dues, last year it was just under $903. Now I can make that in 3 payments. I don't want to. I hate making payments to my HOA. So the fewer payments I have to make, the better. I'd like to make all 3 payments at one time, and that would be February 1st. See, now normally what I would do is I would make the payment February 1st, and then I would pay the rest in March, because that's when I get my bonus. But this year, or rather next year, when I do my taxes, I don't know that I'm going to get a refund, because I changed my tax withholding, so I would have more money in my paycheck. And so I hope that I don't owe anything. Maybe I won't get a refund, but I hope I don't owe anything. I have to assume that I will, though, just to be safe. I assume I will have to pay taxes. And that's what my bonus is, kind of was what I'm planning on using my bonus for. So last year I got a really nice bonus, and I got a pretty good tax refund too last year in 2025. I don't expect that to happen in 2026. My bonus might be good, might be the same, but if I have to pay taxes, then of course that means my bonus is less, right? So I'm I'm not counting on my bonus in 2026 to pay off a big chunk of debt like I did this year. I'm counting on it to cover my taxes. Anyway, the point in all this is that I pay somebody to do my taxes because I don't trust myself. Heck, I can't even do basic math, as you can probably tell from some of my videos. Alright, what's next? Umbrella policy. Gotta have that. That's $162 due in March. My car registration and taxes and whatnot, $225. That's due in June. Life insurance, just paid it, right? So I got a whole year to save up for it. $470. And I really want to go see my mom. And of course she asked me to come and see her. And I want to go and see her. I just don't have the money right now to do it. So I'm going to try to save up $1,000 so both my son and I can go see her. So there's that. A couple things that are not on this list is my NRRPT membership, which is my professional membership for my job. It's only $75 a year. It's not too bad. It's less than $100. I'm not real worried about it. My Nest camera is not on here. That's $100 for the year. And the debt payoff planner is $24 for the year, and that's not on here either. So there's a couple things that aren't on here, but these are the big ticket items right here. So it comes up to $5,164.94 for the year. And that ends up being, this doesn't make sense, does it? Hold please. Let's do 5164.94. Now if you just divided it by 12, $430. Wow. 42 cents. $430.41 per month. Okay, but you know that's not how it works, right? I could just do that, but what I wanted to know is how much do I need to save up for each item as they come due, as they come up. So, for example, my car insurance, $466.94. I have 2 months left to save for it, so I need $233.46. So I have that though. I have the full amount, the full $466.94 in my savings account right now. So that's good. I can check that off. So for Christmas, I don't know if you guys watched the last video, but I have about $500 in cash. So I could put it in an envelope, right, and save it. Later on, put another $100 in there, and I'll have $600. So I'm basically there, right? And even if I didn't save another dollar, $500 is good. $500 would be fine, more than enough. I could even buy myself a little planner or something for next year. No fabric though, I promise. Okay, so for my donation to the Autism Society, $300, I need to save $60 per month, and I have nothing right now. So that's $60 a month I need to save. My escrow shortage, I currently have 100, well it's 130 now, available in my checking account. So my escrow shortage and my HOA dues come out of the same account. So 613 plus 903, 1516. I currently have $130 in my mortgage checking account. That leaves $1387. I have about 6 months to save it up. Divide it by 6. I need to save $231 a month. Divide that by 2 paychecks. $115.50 a month I need to save for that. Okay, so tax prep, I got 6 months for that. I need to save about $71 a month for that. Let's see what else we got here. My umbrella policy, I need to save at least $20 a month. Let's see what else we got going on here. My car registration and taxes, also I need to save about $20 a month. Life insurance, I need to save $40 a month. And visiting my mom, I need to save $83 a month. So it all adds up, in this case, $950.61 a month. I just don't have that much money that I can save and still pay off my debt the way I've been. So the most important thing to me right now is making sure I have enough money to pay my escrow and my HOA dues. There's no getting around that, right? If I could only buy presents for one person, it would be for my son, and I would probably spend a couple $100 on him, right? And there's no negotiating my donation to the Autism Society, right? Tax prep, I don't have to do in January. Usually I pay it in January. Technically, I don't have to pay it in January, right? I could put it off a little bit. My umbrella policy, got to pay that. Life insurance, I got to pay that. Going to see my mom, I don't have to do that. But obviously I want to. It's important. So at the very least, I need to save $430 a month, right? I feel like that's completely doable and reasonable, and I think that it should not impact negatively the amount of money I put towards my debt. So I should still be able to pay $3,600 a month towards my debt. I've gone through, and I'll zoom you out here, maybe. So I went through, I know it's hard to read right here, but I've gone through month by month, calculated out exactly how much I need to save in order to reach the due date for each thing for the next year. I feel like because I have worked so hard this year paying off the debt, I have done budgets every single month, and I have kept my promise to myself to pay off the debt every month. This is just building on those wins, right? If I've done those things, I can do this too. Now maybe I can't do them all at once. Maybe I just need to focus on the one, like the one that's coming up next, which is the car insurance, which I have done, right? I've done that. So really I can actually move on to the next one, which would be Christmas, right? But not really, because I don't have to spend $600 for Christmas, right? I could pay a couple $100 on my son's Christmas presents, and nobody would even know, right? My mom wouldn't know, my sister wouldn't know, nobody would even know. $600 is kind of lofty. It's like the high end. So really it's the escrow. The escrow and the HOA dues. I have got to make sure I have money saved up for that. So if I were to pick an item to make sure I'm saving up for it, that's what it would be for. Yeah. But I'd like to do all of them, you know. But little bites. Just little. I just need to pump the brakes. Kind of coaching myself here. I don't know. You guys probably have experience with this. You tell me. Should I just focus on the one annual expense, just the one? That being the escrow, right? Because it's going to be due before the HOA dues. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, there you go. That is my annual expenses talk. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. You guys are fabulous. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, and just let me know what you think, because I do appreciate your insight. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.